HOYOVERSE listening to the community? What year are we in? Well, it's 2023 now, and finally, we have big changes coming into Honkai Star Rail. Today, we're going to be talking about things like the resin cap increase, new light cones that are going to be coming into the Herta shop, and even more that HOYOVERSE all posted in their new developer blog post. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Today, as of 9 hours ago, so I was sleeping when this came out, but I literally just woke up and saw this, and this is probably the best developer blog post that they've ever put out. And it really shows that they're actually listening to the community. So let's go over some of the changes that are going to be upcoming in Honkai Star Rail. Everything here is going to be coming in the 1.3 update. So keep in mind, all these changes won't be implemented for another probably about 18 days or so. The first thing first, and probably the thing people are most excited for, is going to be the Trailblaze power increase. My Trailblaze power is always maxed out after sleeping in on weekends. Can this mechanism be improved? And HOYOVERSE, yes. The crew will increase the upper limit of the Trailblaze power to 240. Furthermore, reserve Trailblaze power will be added once Trailblaze power maxes out. A percentage of the surplus is converted into reserve Trailblaze power. Now this is so great. It really shows that HOYOVERSE is listening to its community. This is a change I would love to see in Genshin Impact, and I'm so happy they added it to this game. The cap of 180 was good, but changing it to 40 allows you to get a lot more done in a precise amount of time. If you guys don't know, usually you'd have to log in at least twice a day to make the most efficient use of your Trailblaze power, because usually it would cap out in about 20 hours or so you would have to log on twice a day. With the addition of the 240 Trailblaze power, that's going to give us an extra 60, meaning that you only really have to log on at least once a day. Also, if you miss a day or two, no big deal, because we got reserved Trailblaze power being implemented into the game. The Genshin devs are crying over this implementation, because why Genshin can't add this? Frankly, I don't have the answer to that. But goddamn, is this ever a good implementation? And it was something that was really needed now, and is really needed in Genshin Impact. So that is probably the biggest piece of news. Next up, these ones don't really matter too much. These are like little itty bitty changes. When going through the story dialogues, I accidentally tapped somewhere on the screen and I couldn't see the previous dialogues. This is actually a good useful feature for people who are invested in the story. You can now go back and look at dialogue if you accidentally clicked over it, or if you just want to look over dialogue again, you can go back and read dialogue, which is very nice. Next thing here, I want to send stickers when chatting with friends. Nobody asked, if we're being honest. I don't who is this person? I'm not gonna lie, I can never see a reason to use the chatting feature in Honkai Star Rail. I mean, the game really isn't co-op based, so I can't see a reason to really ever use this feature, but yeah, you do what you want, I guess. Now this change is one of my favorites. Can the black bar at the bottom of the PC client be hidden? This is something that I talked about on my YouTube channel all the way back, and I want to say earlier in the year, 3 months ago, in this video right here. First impressions of Honkai Star Rail. Is it free to play friendly? I remember in this video specifically, I say that black bar is the worst thing ever. And it still annoys me to this day, the fact that you can't get rid of the black bar. But now that they're finally adding the feature, oh, it's going to be so nice not to have to deal with that anymore. Don't worry, game, I know all the shortcut keys. You don't have to tell me again. People who missed their birthdays can now get their birthday mail, I guess. This one doesn't matter too much. I mean, you get like what? Like a tiny little birthday cake and maybe a Star Rail pass over it. I don't really remember the rewards, but they're not that great. But I guess it's a little nice feature if you want to lie about your birthday and pretend that your birthday is the day that you open the game, so you get the birthday cake right away. Yeah, that's always a fun thing to do. There are many types of consumables, but they're inconvenient to use. Can you improve the experience of using them? This one doesn't really matter. I don't think I've ever used a consumable in my time playing the game. To be honest, I kind of forgot about their existence, because they're so, like, you can't use them in any of the hardest content in the game. If you could, it might be a little bit different if you could use them in the Forgotten Hall and stuff, but because you can't, I never really find a use for these items outside of combat. The crew will improve the system of consumables in the future to make them more convenient to use. The improvement plan is in the making. The only thing I'd really want to see from consumables and maybe implementing use in the Forgotten Hall, because these stages would be a lot more easy if I could just use consumables in them. Maybe implement them there and then I would use that. Next up, now this one is huge for Nihility only. If you're a Nihility only viewer, you'll like this one. Now we have already heard a bit about this, but will there be new items at Herta's store? I'm struggling to decide whether I should get the current light cones or not. Pom Pom has heard after the version 1.3 update, new items will be listed at Herta's store. Let's go. Apparently there will be a new 5-star light cone. Nihility light cone. If we look at the simulated universe shop, right now we only have 3 light cones. We only had Cruising the Stellar Sea, Fall of the Ion, and Texture of Memories, which are all meh light cones to be honest. Other than Cruising in the Stellar Sea, I really like this one. Hopefully the new Nihility light cone will be really good on Kafka is what I'm hoping for my Nihility only account. But currently we don't have a lot of information on this light cone, so there's a lot of speculation on what the stats could be and what, the passive effect will be. And the last thing here is, while in auto battle, I always feel that some characters' abilities are not used in the most effective way. Can this be improved? Now this is really, really true. There are a ton of buggy characters in auto battle. One that I noticed most specific is Silverwolf, who literally will just spam her E over and over and over again and not make use of her normal attacks, which actually give debuff to the enemies, which is super annoying. Ting Yun does kind of the same thing where she'll spam her E over and over again and give it to like different characters instead of using her normal attack. I think the main problem is definitely with the supports and their inability to properly skill point manage, and so you end up losing a lot of skill points on your supports doing dumb things, and so that your DPSs can't do their skills. So that's where I find the main problem is with the auto battling feature. HOYOVERSE has responded to this. They say, yes, the crew has received a lot of feedback about the logic behind some characters automatically use their abilities, and we are sorry for the inconvenience. It's really good that they're taking these steps. It shows that they're listening, which is important because honestly, we've never seen something like this in Genshin Impact. Actively improving the combat system to make it more user-friendly. The crew will continue to improve the auto battle experience and optimize the logic behind when to use abilities, which is exactly what we were just talking about with the supports in the game and properly using their abilities. Overall, that it was a lot of information, but it's a lot of good information that's going to help improve the future of Honkai Star Rail, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to the updates that are to come in this game. And if you guys are too, make sure to leave a like down below or subscribe. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.